Good morning, students. Today we are going to start the new chapter, that is cash book. Okay, cash book is a part of original entries. That is an entry where the transactions will be put up after right after the transaction. The transaction will be put up in a format right after it has happened. Okay, we need to go through journal and then ledger and all. Okay, directly it will be posted after the transaction has been occurred. Clear? That is why it is called books of original entry. Clear? So here we'll be learning about quite a few types of books of original entry items, and specifically today we will be learning only about cash book, which is a part of your next exam, right? So we are going to start. So cash book basically will give you a report of cash. Okay, cash book is a report of cash of the business. Okay, clear? It will give you the detail about the cash. So what is the need for cash book? Already we have got journal, then why do we need to have cash book? See, if we go through journal, it will become very difficult to get the exact value of cash immediately. Okay, if you want to know what is the position of your business, cash position of your business, then immediately it will not be possible, because there will be many thousands and thousands of transactions that we have to go across. Then after that only we can find it out what is the cash value. But separately, if you keep the cash record, then it will become very easy to find out what is the cash balance. Okay, so although this cash book is separated from other journals, but still it has got some similarities with journal as well as ledger. Okay, that is why it is called that. It is also said that journal and ledger are both included in the cash book, or in simple words you can say that the cash book is having the character of journal as well as ledger. Okay, so how it is a journal, let's see. First thing, like any journal, okay, cash book is recorded for the first time directly from the source document. Okay, that is the occurrence of the transaction directly will be recorded from the occurrence of the transaction, right? The next, like journal, cash book is also recorded date wise in a chronological order. Okay, date wise. And like journal, transactions in the cash books are posted to the relevant account. That is, after putting it in the cash book, we can put in the ledger. Okay, clear? After cash book has been prepared, it can be posted in the ledger. Clear? As I already told you, the basic need for preparing cash book is just to find out the cash balance. Okay, there it's not that it's substituting your whole activity of journal, ledger, everything. It's not that. Okay, after cash book, if you want to know the cash balance, you can have a cash book, and after cash book you can sequentially, after cash book you can go for the ledger accounts. Okay, then after that comes the last point, that is just like a journal, a cash book also contains ledger folio. Okay, there are two more points which I want to add with this, that since ledger is also of T-shape. Okay, that will come into ledger. I think that will be better if you go to ledger. Like now, the similarity of journal is that it is also having a ledger folio. Okay, it is also having a ledger folio. Earlier, we used to say that it is having another characteristic that I was willing to add up. That earlier, one more characteristic was there. That is, it was also having narration. Like journal, cash book was also having narration, but with the time frame in the modern books, we don't get that. Okay, that is not at all followed now. So that we can, that is why it is skipped here. So now coming to next point, that is similarity. What is the similarity of cash book with ledger? Why we can call it ledger? Okay, the look of cash book, that is the format, performa of cash book, is same like the ledger, T-shape. Okay, here the left hand side is the receipt side, that is the debit side is the receipt side, and the credit side, that is the right hand side. Okay, the right hand side is credit side and it is called payment side. Clear? The left hand side is the receipt side, the debit one, and the right hand side is a credit side, that is the payment side. Clear? Coming to the next point, cash book also serves like a cash account. Here also you will get the record of cash account. That is, whatever the cash transaction is there, similar to that, you will also get the cash balances from the cash book. Okay, like ledger, as we write 2 in the debit side and buy in the credit side, same way in the cash book also, like ledger, we follow 2 and buy in the debit and credit side. Clear? And like ledger, here also balancing is done. Fine. So that is why it is called both journal as well as ledger. This is very important. Okay, this concept is very important. So then coming to the next point, what are the advantages? I will just briefly tell about that. Okay, I'm not going to discuss point wise. Cashbook will just help you to provide the cash detail of what is there in your business and what you have kept in the bank, how much cash payment you have made, how much cash received you have made. This way it will be easy for you to know the cash requirement in the business, how to maintain the cash in the business. That will become very easy. Clear? Now let's come to the types of cash book. What are the different types of cash book? Basically, cash book can be of 4 types. Okay, one, single column cash book where only one column will be there. It can be either only cash column or only bank column. Generally, we have only cash column. Okay. The next one is double column cash book. That is, the amount column will be 2. Here the amount column will be 2. In the debit side also 2 column. In the credit side also 2 amount column. Fine. Clear? In the debit side also 2 amount column. In the credit side also 2 amount column. Like in the debit side we can have cash and discount column. In the same way, credit side also you'll have cash and discount column. Clear? 2 amount column. Again, the option can be in the debit side also bank and discount column. In the credit side also bank and discount column. That is 2 column. Again, it can be cash and bank column in the debit side. And again, in the credit side also cash and bank column. That means 2 columns will be there in both the sides. Okay, that is a double column cash book. 2 amount column will be there. Okay, 2 amount column. Then next comes a triple column cash book. This after all not there in your syllabus, but still you should know about it. Triple column cash book refers to a cash book which will have details of cash, bank and discount. All the 3 will be there. Cash also will be there, bank also will be there, discount column also will be there. Both in the debit side and the credit side you'll have 3 amount columns. One for cash, one for bank, one for discount. Okay. Then coming to the next one, petty cash book. Again, petty cash book will give you record about the small expenses. Okay, it can be again of 2 types. Simple petty cash book where you will record simply you'll record just about the expenses, what is going to happen and what is happening in the business. The another one is analytical or impressed petty cash book. Analytical or impressed system of petty cash book. Impressed means impressed system or analytical system means here the cash items will be recorded in a very analytical way. Each item will be recorded separately. Okay, analytical petty cash book. This will help you to provide information about each and every item. How much you are making expenses on traveling, how much you are making expenses on buying of any stationery, how much you are making expenses for any small, whatever the small items that are small expenses that is going to happen. Analytical will give you the detail about that, or the impressed petty cash book will give a detail about that. And simple petty cash book, all the expenses will be recorded at a place. Clear? Now let's move back with the format. We'll start today with a simple petty cash book. Then in the next class, I will teach you about double column cash book. Okay, double column cash book will have 3 questions. It's for cash and discount, bank and discount, and cash and bank. Clear? So today we will start with single column cash book, and your syllabus will be only up to double column cash book. Okay. So what is the meaning of single column? As I already told you, single column means 1 amount column. Okay, here only 1 amount column will be there. Clear? So it will look like this. The cash book format is like this, of T-shape. Debit side will be there, credit side will be there. There will be date, there will be particulars, and voucher number will be there, which has been skipped here. I'll just put it up here. So remember that there will be a voucher number also that has been just skipped out. So nothing to worry about that. It's just adding up one more column here this way. Okay. Same in the same way, it will be again given the other side also, that is it will appear here also. Okay. And the name of this column will be voucher number, V number, voucher number. That is how much is the voucher number of this transaction. Why you are recording the voucher number? Because of the fact that it is a book of original entry. Okay, it is recorded for the first time. So that is why we are writing the voucher number also along with that. Clear? So we have date column, particulars column, voucher number. Okay, whatever transaction voucher number will be there. You might have seen that whenever you purchase something from a standard shop. By standard shop I mean to say that those shops which are providing bills and all. Okay, so those shop will provide you bill, and in the bill the number will be written. The bill number is nothing but the voucher number. Okay, so along with that you have ledger folio. Ledger folio, you know, address of this particular transaction in the ledger where you have posted in the ledger, and this is the amount column. Here you are going to have only one amount column, single column cash book or simple column cash book. Only one amount column will be there. That will be of cash. Then will be the same way we have the repetition that credit side, date, particulars, voucher number, ledger folio, and amount. Here, the receipt will represent, the debit side will represent the receipt. Okay, all the receipts will be in the debit side, and all the payments in the credit side. The logic is that cash book is nothing but a real account. Okay, and what is the rule of real account? Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. So all the debit will be in the debit side, and all the credit will be in the credit side. That means all the receipt in the debit side, all the payments in the credit side. Debit what comes in means receipt. Okay, so debit side, and goes out means payment in the credit side. Clear? So that is the logic. And you know what is the date column? Date will refer to your year, month, and particular date. Then particulars will give you about the information which account is going to debit. That means from where you have received. It can be RAM, it can be any sale of goods, or it can be anything. Okay, from where you have received. And this particulars will give you the payment. Like suppose you have paid to Sham, then it will be by Sham. If you purchase on cash, then by cash. Sorry, by purchase. Okay, by purchase. Then again, it can be if you have purchase stationery, then it will be by stationery, like this. Okay. Then ledger folio, as I already told you, it will give you the information about the address of this particular transaction in the ledger. Then amount column will give you the payment and receipt both. Clear? Okay, so this is the main concept of cash book. Now let me go with the main rules. Some of the rules are there which you should know, and I am just showing you the rules for cash book. In the rules of cash book, okay, regarding the rules of cash book, first rule is that only cash transactions are recorded. Okay, only cash transactions are recorded. Clear? Non-cash items, okay, non-cash items like depreciation, okay, non-cash items like depreciation or outstanding items, any outstanding salary, outstanding wages, any outstanding expenses, okay, or accrued income, any income that was supposed to be received, like accrued commission. Okay, you are supposed to receive but you did not receive. That means there is no cash transaction. Okay, here non-cash item like depreciation. Let me write it full so that you will not get confused. Then accrued income, then outstanding expenses, then any credit transaction. Credit transaction means goods purchased on cash is a cash transaction, but goods purchased on credit or if the name of the person is given, that means it's a credit transaction. Okay, so credit transaction items will not be recorded here. Any credit transactions will not be recorded, okay, in cash book. It will be recorded only when there is payment. Okay, only when the payment has been made or only the receipt has been made. Whenever there will be receipt or payment being made, it will be recorded. Clear? Is it clear, everyone? So now coming to the next one. Remember that all receipts in debit side is representing the receipt, okay, receipt side, and all payments in the credit side. All the payment in the credit side. Here, all the received debit side, all the payments credit side. So this is the main rule of cash book. Okay, based on which all the transactions will be entertained. Clear? So you should be very clear with these concepts. Okay, once again I'm repeating, in the cash book, remember that only cash transactions will be recorded. Okay, only cash transactions will be recorded. Clear? Non-cash, non-cash, then liabilities, then outstanding expenses, accrued income, trade transactions will not be recorded. Okay, and all receipts in the debit side and all payments in the credit side. Clear? This is how it will be recorded. So now coming to the solution, we'll take up a practical part where we'll be discussing about it, and we'll discuss the solution also of it. Okay. So in this particular question, we'll be learning about the single and single column cash book or simple cash book. Okay. What is given here? Prepare single column cash book for the month of April 2016 of Lalit, a trader, from the following particulars, and also post them into ledger. So also post them into ledger. This portion, you know how to do the ledger posting that you will do. Okay, clear? So ledger posting will be done by you. Now let me tell you, from the exam point of view, basically the question will come only to prepare the cash book, but you should know how to prepare the ledger account, as we have already learned, so I'm not going to repeat it here. So starting with the year 2016 and month is April 1. So what you will do, first of all, we'll prepare the single column cash book. It's told single column cash book, so we'll prepare it. First of all, we'll prepare the format of the single column cash book. It is done. Okay, there should be a voucher column. Okay, this voucher column is missing here. Again, I'm repeating the same thing. Please remember that the voucher column should be there. Okay, without the voucher column, your format is wrong. Okay, without the voucher column, your format is not correct. It is wrong, right? So you should put the voucher here. Voucher column should be there. So this voucher column will be placed here. V number. Okay, voucher number. Clear? So this voucher number will be on both the sides, like this. Okay, it doesn't need to be very big column. Just the thing is that it should be there. It will not make any impact. Unless the voucher number has been stated, it will not make any impact. Okay. So here is done. Now, so it will be written like this: single column cash book. Okay, single column cash book. With the bracket, you can write down with cash column, and in the top you will write down in the books of the name of the person where you are preparing, in the books of dot dot. If the name is not given, then dot dot dot. If it is given, then in the books of Lalit. We have already seen it is written in the books of. We have to prepare all these things in the books of Lalit traders, right? So it is Lalit where we have to prepare it. So in the books of Lalit. Then what we will do, once the cash book has been prepared with the date, particulars, voucher number, ledger folio, amount. Date, particulars, voucher number, ledger folio, amount. Debit and credit must be there. Okay. Then cash book, which you have to mention it in the bracket, single column, or you can write down single column cash book with cash column. In the above, you should write down in the books of Lalit traders. Okay, Lalit traders or Messrs Lalit traders. That will be more appropriate. Now, after that, one by one, we will start like this. April 1, what happened? Cash in hand, 75,000. And this is nothing but the opening balance. Okay, and this is nothing but the opening balance. Opening balance of what? Cash. And cash, we know how to give the opening entry. Opening balance means it's a asset for us. So it will appear in the debit side. So April 1 of 2016, what you will write? To balance brought down in the debit side. Okay. कैश जितना रहेगा ना सब डेबिट साइड में और जितना जाएगा क्रेडिट साइड में. सो ओपनिंग बैलेंस विल कम हियर. April 1 to balance brought down 75,000. Clear? Okay. Then coming to the next one, number 2, that is April 2, cash sales, cash sale of 7,80,000. The 7,80,000 is a cash sale. Now you can post it in with the help of journal also, or simply you can directly post it since you are making cash sales. So what is happening here? Cash is coming or going, that you have to see. So cash sale means cash will come. I'm selling the goods, so cash will come. So cash will coming means cash received. So debit side, right? Receive side. Two, what will you write? How did we receive the cash? By sales, isn't it? By selling the goods. So it will be two sales account, 7,80,000. April 2, two sales account, 7,80,000. Clear? Then coming to the next one again, deposited cash into bank, 6 lakh. I'm depositing cash in the bank, although it is my bank account. But what is happening from cash? Cash means here we are recording only of the money which is there in the shop. Money which is there in the shop. Now what is happening in the shop? In the shop, it is the situation is appearing like this. You are taking out 6 lakh rupees from your drawer, business drawer, and you are depositing in the bank. That means simple thing. What is happening? Money is going out from the business and going into the bank. So going out, that means it will come in the payment side, goes outside. Okay, what will you write? Where it is going? In the bank. So it will write, you will write as by bank account. How much? 6 lakh. That means it is gone in my bank account. By bank account. Give the date April 3. By bank account 6 lakh. Okay, clear? If money will go, then credit side. If money will come, then debit side, right? Then moving back again, what is the next one? April 3 again. April 3. On one date, more than one transaction or even hundreds of transactions can take place. Okay. So then next, what is given? April 3, paid check to creditors of 1,49,700 after deducting cash discount of 9,300. We are paying a check of how much? 1,49,700. Okay, the check value was 1,49,000 and discount was 9,300. So we don't have discount column, isn't it? We don't have discount column, so no need to think about that. Only we'll see how much of payment we are making. Okay, the journal entry of this particular transaction will appear like this. Payment made to creditors, right? So it will be creditors debit. How much, you know? How much is the total due amount? How much was the total due amount? I'm making payment of 1,49,700 and the discount amount was 9,300. That means the payment amount was supposed to be 59,000, isn't it? 1,49,700 plus 9,300, that is 59,000 rupees. I was supposed to pay 1,59,000 rupees, right? 1,59,000 rupees. But I am paying how much? 1,49,700 and getting a discount of how much? 9,300. So it will be creditors debit 1,59,000 to cash 1,49,700 to discount received account 9,300, isn't it? I'm receiving the discount because I'm making the payment to creditors, so they will allow. I am receiving it. So for me, it will be discount received account 9,300, right? Discount received account 9,300. But we don't have a discount column here, so forget about that. We'll see only the cash payment. How much the payment we are making? 1,49,700. So it will be like this. In the credit side of cash book, by creditors 1,49,700. By creditors, just a minute, okay? It should be by creditors 1,49,700 rupees. Okay, just a minute. I'm showing you the format work also. Now you can see here one important fact that is mentioned. It is the payment made in check. So whenever the payment will be made in check, the amount will go from bank, right? So the entry, journal entry will be like this: creditors account debit, 1,59,000, to bank 1,49,700, to discount allowed 9,300. So cash is not showing here, isn't it? Cash will not appear. That is why this particular transaction will not appear in the cash book. Why it will not appear? Because of the fact that this particular amount is being paid in check, so it will not come here, right? But you have to mention it in the notes. So we will quietly go for a note and we'll just mention April 3rd, right? April 3rd, we'll mention it in the notes. What will you write? transaction dated April 3 being payment made by check will not appear in the cash column of cash book. It will not appear in the cash column. It will appear in the bank column. Okay. So bank column we don't have here, so it will not be appearing in the cash column. Okay, cash column of cash book. Fine, that will be enough, right? Now moving back again. What is the next transaction? Wages paid in cash. How much? 67,500. Wages paid in cash. So if I'm paying wages in cash, so obviously money is going out, right? So it will come in the payment side by wages account 67,500. April 4 by wages account 67,500. Clear? Then moving back again. What do we have the next item? It is cash sales of 5,40,000, of which 4,50,000 were banked on 7th April. Okay, so cash sale was 5,40,000. Okay, 5,40,000, of which, okay, this was the total cash sale. So total cash received, how much have you received? 5,40,000. So you post it first, and then we can go for the next one. Okay, what is the first one? Cash sales of 5,40,000. So what will be that? Cash account debit to sales 5,40,000. So cash debit side to sales. To sales account 5,40,000 on April 4. Clear? But now after that, what happened? On the next day, what happened? Yeah, on not on the next day. It is on April 15. No? Yeah. On not on the next day, but next to the next day. Okay, that is one day after the transaction. That is on 7th. On 7th April, what has happened? 4,50,000 has been, what happened? 4,50,000 has been banked. That means we have put 4,50,000 in the bank account. Okay, we have put 4,50,000 in the bank. That means what will happen? This will go in the bank. So bank account debit to cash account. So cash credit side will be by bank 4,50,000. Okay, on which date? April 7. By bank account 4,50,000. Clear? I'm repeating once again. On April 4, cash sales was 5,40,000. So it will be cash account debit to sales. So cash debit side we have written April 4 to sales account 5,40,000. Right? And right after that it is told that of which 4,50,000 we put in the bank. So it is not good to put lots of money in our business. Again, it's not good to keep. So we have put 4,50,000 in the bank. So what will happen? On April 7, we have deposited in the bank. So bank account debit to cash on April 7. So April 7, what will happen? April 7 by bank, money is going in the bank account 4,50,000. Clear? Moving back again to the next transaction. What has happened? April 9, paid cash to Transport Corporation of India 13,500. Okay, cash paid to Transport Corporation of India 13,500 against their bill number 265. The bill number is 265. This 265 you can mention in the voucher number. Okay, in the voucher number here they have not kept the voucher column, so they will not put it. You should keep it this one in the voucher number 265. Okay, voucher number. And what is the payment made? 13,500. So payment side, what will you write? By Transport Corporation of India 13,500. By Transport Corporation of India, April 9, 13,500. This 265 should be written here in the voucher number. Okay, clear? Against the respective transaction item. Then moving back again, April 15. What is there? Cash sale of 4,50,000, of which 3,60,000 was banked on 16th April. Same like this particular transaction. What will happen? First of all, we have sold goods. So it will be cash account debit to sales 4,50,000. Cash account debit to sales to 4,50,000. So cash account debit side, what will you write? To sales April 15, to sales 4,50,000. And when, in which date? On which date did we banked it? It was banked on 16 April. On 16 April, we will put in the banked. Okay, we'll bank it. So how will you bank it on 16? It will be by bank, isn't it? Because the money is going out on April 16, by bank account 3,60,000. Okay, I hope it is clear because it's quite similar to the, it's almost same to the previous item. Okay, then moving back again. Now remember, in between, if there is any more transaction, like suppose next after 15 April 15, there is another April 15 date transaction that will take place, and then at last this will come. It will come. It should come in a date wise. Okay, it should come date wise. Similarly, like in the previous transaction, the transaction took place on 4th April, and the payment was deposit was done on 7th of April. Now in between that, if there is any transaction that will take place first, then we'll go for the deposit. Okay, it should go in the date wise. You should not mix up. Okay, there should not be any jumbling of the date. It should be in a chronological order. That means date wise. Okay, occurring of the first transaction will occur first, then the next transaction. Then comes next one, paid to cleaner in cash. There was a person who used to do the cleaning work for us. We have paid him in cash. How much? 10,800. So payment done. So we'll go in the payment side, and what will you write? By cleaning expenses. Okay, 10,800. Okay, by cleaning expenses, office expenses, miscellaneous expenses, any name you can give. So here they have mentioned office expenses. Okay, so by office expenses 10,800. Okay, if you write cleaning expenses, that will be also correct. Okay, if you write miscellaneous expenses, that will also not be wrong, but you should mention in the bracket cleaning expenses. Clear? Then moving back again, we have got next item as cash sales. Cash sale, how much? 3,42,000. So again, what will happen? Cash sale means money will come. So go in the debit side, and what will you write? Two sales. How much? 3,42,000. In the debit side, two sales account. Two sales account. April 19. April 19. Two sales account. 3,42,000. Right? 3,42,000. You can see here, cash sale was 3,42,000. Clear? Then next one, April 20, deposited cash into bank, 2,25,000. Remember the journal entry. This case is very important. So remember the journal entry. What will happen? Cash deposited in the bank means bank account debit to cash, because bank is the receiver, bank debit, and cash goes out credit. So bank debit to cash, right? So cash credit side by bank. So go in the credit side. What will you write? By bank, April 20, 2,25,000. Okay. Moving back again. What is there? Paid cash for window cleaning. Same, in the same way you can give like what you have done for cleaning expenses. Okay, what did you write here? Office expenses. If you write here office expenses, write the same thing here again, office expenses. If you have written it cleaning expenses, then here also you can write on cleaning expenses. Okay, what is that? Office expenses will be how much? 5,400. So it will be in the payment side, right? That is the credit side. By office expenses, 5,400. So you can see in the payment side, by office expenses, 5,400. Clear? Then again, moving back to the next item, purchase goods on credit. Now purchase has been done on credit. Credit matlab udhar. So as I already told you, credit transaction will not be entered in the, where it will not be entered? It will not be entered in the cash book, isn't it? Because there is no cash transaction here. It is not a cash transaction. Okay, the cash has not been received, neither it has been paid. There's no movement of cash. That is why it will not be entered in the cash book. Cash book records only the movement of cash. Okay. Now this example is like simply, it's as simple as like that. 10 students are there in the class. You are required to keep eye only on roll number 5. Okay, so other than roll number 5, if rest of the students are moving out of the class or coming in the class, you are not supposed to see that. You are required to see only about the roll number 5 student, right? So that is the thing. Here we are only thinking about cash, so we will not see any other thing. Only we will see the movement of cash, whether the cash is coming or going. If there is no change, we will not take it, right? Then coming to the next one, but again we have to give a note for that. So let's give it immediately. April 21, because of credit sale, isn't it? No, credit purchase. So we will just mention it like the previous one. What will you write? What will you write? Transaction dated. Transaction dated April 21 being credit purchase will not be recorded in the cash book. Okay, being credit purchase will not be recorded in the cash book. Is it clear? This should be very much clear. Credit purchase. Okay, hope it is clear. Then we will move to the next item. April 25. What is given on that? April 25 paid cash for rates. Rates means there are certain charges and all for that we are paying. How much? 1,08,000. These rates and taxes generally come together. Government rates are there for particular charges and all. So for that. So how much we have paid? 1,08,000. So what will be the journal entry? Rates account debit to cash, isn't it? And cash credit side. This is a payment. So in the credit side of cash, we will write. What will you write? By rates. How much? 1,08,000. Clear? 1,08,000. By rates 1,08,000 in the credit side. Okay. Then let's move back again. What is there? Cash sales. Cash sales was 5,76,000. 5,76,000. 5,76,000 is the cash. So cash sales will be cash account debit to sales, right? So debit side of the cash, we'll write down to sales account April 26, 5,76,000. Clear? This is a picture. It is banned. So I hope you'll understand easily. To cash account 5,76,000. Is it clear? So then moving back again to the next item, paid cash to Dharma, a creditor, after deducting discount of 1,500. So Dharma is a creditor who was supposed to get how much? How will you know how much you are supposed to get? How much I am paying him? 28,500, and I'm getting a discount of 1,500. Means the total amount was 30,000. The journal entry will be like this: Dharma debit 30,000 to, we are making cash out bank, cash out check. It's a cash, right? So to cash account 28,500, to discount received account 1,500. But we don't have any discount column here, so no need to keep discount. Only we will write down cash. So how much is the cash payment we are making? 28,500. So you will write it like this. Where will you write? In the payment side, right? In the payment side, what will you write? By Dharma 28,500. You can see here April 28. April 28 by Dharma 28,500. Clear? Then coming back to the next item, paid electricity bill in cash. Very simple payment made. So in the payment side, buy electricity bill, isn't it? Or you can write one buy electricity expenses also. How much? 27,000. Okay. By electricity bill also you can write down, or you can write down buy electricity expenses. It's the same meaning. Then next one, cash collected from Karun. Okay, he is a debtor. Debtor means the one who will give us. How much have we collected? 1,35,000 after allowing a discount of 7,500. So that means the total amount which was receivable was 42,500. The journal entry will be like this: cash account debit 1,35,000. Okay, 1,35,000. Cash account debit 1,35,000. Discount allowed account debit 7,500. Discount allowed account debit 7,500. To Karun 1,42,500. Clear? So where it will come? We are receiving it. So in the receipt side, what will you write? To Karun 1,35,000. To Karun 1,35,000. Clear? 1,35,000. Let's do the. Let's see. Anything else is left? No. Nothing. No other item left. So what will you do is that we can do the balancing. For balancing, what you have to do, you have to follow the same procedure what you have done in case of ledger. What did we do there? We have taken all the debit items total separately, all the credit items total separately. So same way we will do, but we can to make this process very easy and little speedy, what I will do is I can just take the total from here. The debit side total will be higher when you are making cash column. Most of the time the debit column will be, almost every time the cash column will be higher. But if you have bank column, in that case the credit can be also moved. Okay, sometimes the credit can be moved, sometimes the debit can be moved, but in cash column every time the debit will be higher. So here also we'll see the debit total. What is it? What is it? 28 lakh 98,000. So take the higher total on both the sides. 28 lakh 98,000. 28 lakh 98,000 will be written on both the sides. Once you have written the total as 28 lakh 98,000, from here you subtract all these items. After subtracting, we can see that the balance it is coming 10 lakh 2,300. It will be nothing but by balance carried down. Okay, 10 lakh 2,300. Clear? 10 lakh 2,300. Right? So this is the closing balance. On which date? April 30. And the same thing will be brought down on the next date opening. Okay, same like ledger. Next date opening. What will happen? After April, we have the month of May. May 1, 2 balance brought down 10 lakh 2,300. 10 lakh 2,300. Is it clear? So this is how you are going to post the items in the cash book. Okay, and very much to be very much specific, remember you have to mention the notes. Okay, you have to mention the notes. If the notes are missing, then there is every possibility that your marks will be deducted. Here, and another thing what you can do is that wherever the discount has not been recorded, for that also you can give a what do you say, note. Okay, a note can be given for discount, or similarly you can just give it like this: discount column is not maintained here, or you can write like this also. Hence, since discount column is not maintained here, since discount column is not maintained or prepared here, hence discount has not been entered here. Okay, in single column we don't have the discount, right? That will be enough. Instead of writing again and again, that much is enough. Okay, but you cannot do for all the transaction. You have to be very specific. Okay, I hope all of you are understanding this particular concept. This concept is very much clear to you all. Okay, expecting that, we will move to the next transaction, the next question. Okay, that I will add you in the and that I will show you in the next video. Okay, so give your attendance here, and remember to note all these things down, because that copy marking, copy making, and copy recording, okay, is having 5 marks. In a half yearly also I'll have 5 marks in that, and final also I'll add 5 marks. In fact, I will try to add it more. If I find that it has been done by everybody, then I will try to add up more also. Okay, proper recording should be there. Okay, then take care. Okay, we will meet very soon again.